Last week, I showed you how to start a project in Aura using an image reference. This time, I'll show you a different starting point using the design system from another landing page. I'm going to import a template's DESIGN.md file, use that as the foundation, and turn it into a completely different landing page for a boutique yoga studio. And once the first version is generated, I'll keep refining it from there, changing the font and color direction, swapping assets, and adding custom animation. At the end, I'll also turn the hero image into a video with Grok Imagine video. Before we jump into Aura, this is the template I'm starting from. I picked this one because I love the accent color and the overall design direction. So instead of trying to describe all of this from scratch, I'm going to import its DESIGN.md file and use that as the starting point for the new page. I'm on aura.build now. We'll build the page using the Design System Starter option, which is the icon here. This menu is where Aura lets you guide the visual rules without having to write one huge prompt. I'll explain what each option does. At the top, we have the design system source. You can upload the design.md file, import a design system from a URL, or import from an existing template. Font pairing controls the typography, the heading font, body font, and sometimes a secondary display style. Colors are the palette and color roles. Spacing controls the rhythm of the page. Compact is tighter and denser, balance is more standard, and editorial gives the page more breathing room with larger section spacing. Radius means corner roundness. Crisp is sharper and more technical. Soft is better for elegant modern cards and buttons. Rounded feels friendlier and more app-like. Elevation means depth, shadows, layers, borders, and glass effects. Flat lines uses mostly borders and clean section separation, which feels editorial. Soft depth adds gentle shadows and lifted cards. Glass depth creates translucent panels with blur, more of a glass morphism look. Motion controls the general motion style. Still keeps things calm and mostly static. Subtle adds light hover and reveal transitions. Expressive gives Aura permission to use more scroll reveals, staggered entrances, and tactile movement. Mode is basically the page UI personality. Operational is more dense and tool-like, almost dashboard energy. Studio is more premium, editorial, polished, and spacious. Template detail is more like a product or template showcase page. Design mode feels more like a design system interface with controls, tokens, and group settings. Page sections are the structure of the page. It's pretty self-explanatory. Animations are more specific motion instructions. Polish is for extra quality direction. And icons lets you choose the icon style so the page doesn't mix random icon sets. And finally, describe your product is where you add the actual product context and any additional instructions. Now that I've explained the menu, I'm going to import the design system from an existing template. Search for real estate, this one, generate. So I can already see the styles inherited from the templates generated design system. I'll keep the font pairing and colors, then change the spacing to editorial, motion to expressive, and mode to studio. For the page sections, I'll include pricing and story to the current list. For the animations, I'll pick mass reveal, reach interactions, and GSAP scroll trigger. Then I like to polish with a words polish, fully responsive, rich images plus avatars, and agency studio. For icons, I'll use the Solar Linear Icon Library. Then I'll fill in my product description, which is a boutique yoga studio named Soma. I specified to add a class schedule section and an instructor section and turn the pricing section to class packages. Add to prompt. Aura is asking me if I want to use headshots instead of letters for avatars and GSAP web animation skills, of course. I also want to add another skill, Aura Asset Images. No general Unsplash images for me, thank you. I'm ready to generate. Let's do it. Okay, the first pass is in. Let's check it out. I definitely like the hero. This section is alright. We can refine it. This is the class schedule I was referring to with the daily tabs. This is the instructor section and the class packages. I'm fine with this page, so I'll continue from here. For the hero, I want to add a custom Lotus entrance animation. The idea is that before the page appears, the Lotus draws in first, almost like a loading moment. As you scroll, the Lotus animation progresses, then it settles above the hero headline as the logo. Once the animation is complete, the hero image, the navigation, the copy, and the rest of the page appear. I want it to feel cinematic, but still minimal. I hope AI will be able to reproduce my idea. I'm going to prompt to have that entrance animation. The GSAP web animation skill is suggested, so I'll use it, why not? I'm going to attach an image of a lotus so that it knows the shape I'm looking for. I'll use it as reference and not as an asset. Generate. Okay, the generation is done. Although it's not very obvious, it's just a black screen right now. I'm scrolling. Okay, and the lotus is drawing. That's very good. And now it ends at the top of the title. So there are 3 issues on the lotus animation that I would like to fix. Let me replay the page. So the first thing is that initially it shows a black screen. We should have an indicator at the bottom of the page that says scroll to enter, so the user would know what to do. Secondly, the drawing of the petals path are done at the same time. What I would like it to do is that it finish drawing one petal first before it starts another. And at the end of the animation, the image disappeared. It's there, but it's hidden. So let's fix them by adding this, which resumes what I just said. Okay, we can already see the new message scroll to enter. I would prefer that there is an icon at the bottom of it, but I can fix that later. Now, for the drawing, Yeah, this is better. What I had in mind is that it draws one way instead, but this is fine. Lastly, the image is in. So all the issues are fixed, and we can now continue iterating. Let's still keep focusing on the hero. Now I want to make changes to the fonts, and you can do so by going to the fonts menu. Because we started the page from the design system path, the fonts are inherited by the DESIGN.md file, and currently they are Playfair Display and Inter. You can change them directly here or test different combinations of font pairings. For example, I like Arboreto. However, the titles are in uppercase, which screams too much for a yoga studio. So I didn't like that. I'll keep Playfair Display. However, I'll change the secondary font to use Manrope instead of Enter. It's a little change, but at least it's a little bit different. So I'll change for the heading and body text. Let's see. Indeed, you can barely see it. I'll save this. Also, you can change the color palette if you want to. But it's fine for this project for me. The assets panel is for updating your assets, whether they're videos or images. Perfect, because we do want to change the hero image since it's not related to yoga at all. Click on here. This is the current image URL. I want to change it to yoga. Search. The images returned are filtered by the current aspect ratio, which is 4:3, but the image that I want to is 16:9. So let me change it to 16:9. Go to page 2. This is the one. There you go. I love it because the color of this image totally matches the color palette of the landing page, and this pose represents the art of stillness that's indicated on the title. So let's save. Great. All right, I just added a subtle nav background on scroll, so the menu stays readable over the page. Now I want to add glow blur effects to some elements. I'll start with the cursor follow glow on interactive cards, such as the schedule rows and the pricing cards. I'm skipping the image cards because I don't want the effect to compete with the photography. From there, I'm expanding the same glow idea to the nav links, replacing the basic underline with a softer golden hover effect. For the button, book a class, I want a breathing hover animation because it fits the yoga and meditation theme. Finally, I'm updating the Explore the Schedule CTA, make it bigger, and remove the underline and add a subtle motion. Let's do it. I'm going to show you the results now. This is the blurred light sweep effect on the nav links and explore the schedule. I had to do one fixed pass for this. Then we have the same glow blur effect on this button, but with a breathing animation on top. Let's see the other one. Very good. This is the effect that I wanted. Now I want to make the hero feel more impressive than that. At first I was thinking of adding a parallax effect, but since Aura has a built-in video generation feature, I'll turn the hero image into a cinematic moving hero instead. To do that, click on the Generate Page Media icon. Here you can generate images or videos. So if you can't find the right image in Aura Asset, this is a good place for it. You can generate one with GPT Image 2 or Nano Banana 2. In this case, I already have the perfect hero image, so I'm going to generate a video from it. For video, there are two model options, Grok Imagine Video and CDense 2.0. I'll use Grok Imagine Video. You can choose how the video plays, loop, play once, or play on hover. You can also choose the resolution. I'll leave it at 720p. By default, the video is 4 seconds and costs 1 prompt. If you make it longer, it costs more. So I'll keep it short and generate a cinematic hero video from this image. Generate video. Okay, the video's in. Let's see. Wow. This is awesome. Now I'm going to polish the rest of the page. I'll probably redo a few sections because I'm not fully happy with the layout yet, especially this one. I also noticed a couple of sections missing from the first prompt, like the testimonials and the contact form, which should be with the footer. So I'll add those back in during the next iterations. Alright, I just finished refining the page. In short, I made the Lotus shape fuller and adjusted the beam animation. Then I asked Aura to rework every section more creatively and stunningly with interactions and GSAP scroll trigger wherever they make sense. Let me show you. Here it is. After that, I added the missing testimonial section, improved the contact form in the footer, and replaced the images with yoga relevant visuals. All of this. And that's the final page. So what do you think about this workflow? Would you use a design system from another landing page as a starting point? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.